he did still see the kids, and probably the relationship between me and him were quite bad, because in the process he was splitting up. There was a lot of aggro between us. I do remember one occasion where the deal was, when me and him split up, that I would continue to work in my weekend job and he would continue to work in his week job, and he would give me some money and the rest I would use my wages. And I can't remember if we got any help from the government at that time, but we worked out that I'd be able to manage on what I had and he'd be able to manage. He gave me a wee bit and that was the deal. But obviously, because things were so chaotic with him and his involvement with the drug scene, and obviously socialising quite a lot, that he wasn't giving me any money. So as a means for me to survive, and because I knew that I couldn't rely on him, I'd made the decision to go to social security for money, because I needed money to survive and to feed my kids. And I always remember vividly meeting him come up back to my home one day and him saying, I'm not giving you any money, you need to go to social. And I'd already been that day and I showed him the forms, and he was not a happy man at all. He, his behaviour was out of control. I felt frightened that day. I'll quite start in a minute, but I won't. He was ranting about like a raving loony. I could hear him in the kitchen at the drawers, and I could hear cutlery rattle and stuff, and things were going through my mind, and I was thinking he was getting a knife. And I was in the bedroom with two small kids, trying to obviously protect him from you need to stop it a wee minute.
Just compose yourself.
Try to protect him from what was happening in the house, as you do as a mother, you know. But he pulled the phone line out, so I wasn't able to call anybody. And I do remember for a short while he left, and obviously realised that he stole all my jewellery at that point. So one thing I do remember specifically about that day, I did wear gold at that time, and for that day onwards I have never ever worn gold jewellery, ever. And I do remember getting into the old woman next door and using her phone to phone the police. And another thing I learned from that day actually is my new sister-in-law lived quite near me, and I remember going up to see her that day and obviously telling her what happened. And what she advised me was to phone the police. She says, because if you don't, she went, we'll just think that you can do it again. And I did. I phoned the police that day, and it's one of the best things I've ever done, because from there on I probably learned not to be frightened of him and learned to stand up to him when he was off on one, or think he could talk to me the way he wanted, you know. So I did learn to be a strong person. There was obviously other incidents, but not as bad as that one, where he came in the house that day and sort of put my life in fear, and probably more likely my kids' life in fear as well. But I say lessons learned from it. And I do remember him coming up to the door at various points after that, and I just refused to answer the letterbox, and I told him I was phoned the police, and he went away. So my friends, who's now my friend, my sister-in-law, advice was very helpful and probably sticks in my mind to this day, because I wouldn't hesitate to phone the police if I was in a position where I felt I was in fear. So that's one good thing that's came from it. Probably another good thing that's came from it as well is that I've learned to be very independent and very strong and self-sufficient, and it's not relying on anybody to provide or basically to do things that they say they'll do, because that's not what happened with Jerry. As I said earlier on, he was on a roller coaster, if you like, of life, and drink and drugs and partying and just basically not having any responsibility for anybody apart from his own needs.